Hey friends, welcome back to Funniest People. I'm Peter. This is Todd.
Hey everyone.
Oh, he's right behind me. Folks, today we have a fantastic guest, Brad Silnutzer, writer, stand-up comedian,
Musical writer,
reality expert, and
we love that here.
You guys have worked together on a few shows.
Yeah,
right?
I know Brad from working in the Bachelor world, doing FBoy Island. He's hilarious. He's the guy who's, it's all real, but he's the guy feeding the cast a lot of their best lines and kind of creating those scenarios on set. So he makes my job in post a lot easier when we're trying to make an entertaining show.
He's making it really real, and also, if you're looking for him, he's on Hulu. You can find him on Don't Tell Comedy on YouTube, and also was part of Netflix's Joke After Hours.
Yeah, and look out for his musical, Fast and Furious musical that's coming to New York.
Fun guy. One element that I really loved is he talked about acting as a kid and a very iconic commercial that he starred in, which was amazing. Also, if you own a company and you're looking for iconic merch, Todd, tell them where they can find it.
You got to go to Bamco. Bamco creates amazing, beautiful merchandise for your brand, for your company to give out to customers, clients. Really appreciate Bamco's support. I'm repping their hat right now. For your company, for your business, if you want great merchandise, go to bamco.net.
Bamco!
The name that slaps.
Bamco!
Everything you need, bamco.net.
Bamco! And hey, real quick, before you listen to the full episode, don't forget we are also on Patreon, so go over there for exclusive content. And we are really strapped in and excited for today's episode with Brad. Stay tuned, enjoy, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe right here.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, all right. Enjoy our conversation with Brad.
Bamco!
Bamco!
Very disappointing.
We're here live action at Third Wheel Podcast Studio in the heart of Hollywood, whatever heart Hollywood has left. Today, our guest for Funniest People is the very funny, the writer, stand-up, just all-around funny, cool guy, Brad Silnutzer. Brad, how are you doing?
You can't hear the applause, but there is applause.
You did a good job. You made me want to clap.
Yeah.
For me.
Go ahead. Yeah, clap for you. Clap for you. And if you're at home, you're doing dishes or making your bed, take a second, clap for Brad. Brad,
Someone's clapping two dishes together.
Opa. Yeah,
Hands
there you
covered
go.
in blood. You did that.
Or it's the clapping that the OnlyFans girls do.
Bill us. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's nice.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of subscriptions, find us on Patreon for exclusive content. Today, exclusive, we were with Brad.
If you subscribe and give this guy $5, I'll send you a picture of my dick.
Whoa, nice.
That's my promise.
That's pretty cool.
If you have a type, I'll show it to you so that he gets more money.
For the $10
thanks.
level, the dick will be erect.
$5, I will go warm it up.
Okay.
Like I'll warm, when you warm up,
Yeah.
so that when it's soft,
Yeah.
people can see what it can do.
Right. Yeah, just rev the engine. It's, it's January. There's snow on the ground. Just like rev it a little bit.
Yeah, like you go to the steam room with the boys and you see it and you're like, I want them to think, let's move on.
Well, let me tell you something. I think you're absolutely hilarious. You've got a Don't Tell, set out there.
Yeah.
And that's where people, can find you online. But also you're a great writer, and we'll get into that a little bit. A lot of people have, and, you've also, like Todd here, worked in reality TV.
Yeah, that's how Todd and I know each other.
Really?
Yeah. We've been on emails. I saw his name for years. So Todd and I both worked on a little franchise called The Bachelor. I don't know if you've heard of it. And
also FBoy Island.
Yeah, and FBoy Island.
Yeah. Oh.
FBoy Island, I'm more proud of. You don't have to say for you, but
No,
that is
I am.
that's the
100%.
crown jewel of my reality career.
Yeah.
And Todd's, but we're on other sides. Like I'm live and in person with like the cast and stuff, and he does post, which is the real job of making the stories good.
So on Dancing, I was on Dancing with the Stars for 3 seasons, and I was a story producer. So
You
I
were
was
the
doing,
choreographer.
Yeah, I was the choreographer. Yeah.
You have the body of a dancer.
Thank you so
That's
much.
what I thought when I walked in.
People say that. They're like, you
Yeah.
have the body of a dancer and the body of a swimmer, and I just can't pick. I honestly just can't pick.
You're a dancer who got injured and hasn't been able to dance in a long time.
Yeah, that type of body. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see. I have bad toes. I
do you?
have soccer toes. Yeah. No nails on any of my toes.
Is that true?
If you send us $15,
I'll
will
suck his
send,
toes.
You'll suck. He'll suck them. Did you ever, working on reality TV? Did you ever have like a weird? Because you're working with the cast. Did you ever have a weird request from someone on the cast?
Oof. I mean, Mostly emotional requests, but
Like what?
like just like be my friend, talk to me, hang out. No, they're nice people. Just a lot of like when you work with a lot of bros.
Yeah.
Like when you do reality TV dating shows, you end up working with a lot of bros, and they have a lot of weird protein requests.
Yeah.
Like just the amount that grown men were asking me for chocolate milk.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of protein in that.
Yeah, a lot of protein in it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it was nice.
And they go through a lot of eggs, I feel like.
So
right?
many
Yeah,
eggs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
House
So-
of like 15 dudes, you're just like eggs.
Yeah.
So we're watching reality shows, Bachelor, FBoy Island, and we don't realize how bad it must smell there with all the protein farts.
There's a lot of smells.
Don't
yeah.
get caught in an elevator.
They're also so horny, and I feel like that has some like there's some pheromones mixing together.
I have a question
Yeah.
about going back to what you're talking about, befriending the people and all that. In post, my observation is, and you don't have to divulge this, but the strategy of a field producer is befriend them, make them think they can trust you, and then when you need to screw them over and send them in the room at the wrong time or double cross them, you got to do it. Ooh. We can cut this out if that's
No. I think it's
career.
interesting stuff. I will look directly. Which is the best camera to look directly? I am a bad person. No.
Yeah, tell camera too.
I'll edit things and screw people over. I'll admit to that. So
Sure.
you gotta accentuate.
Todd
the
nobly
drama.
adds 15 pounds to me on screens.
Here's the thing: is that you probably seen this there's a hashtag after every Bachelor episode back when I worked there that was like, the devil works hard, but the Bachelor's producers work harder. And what I'll say is we didn't work that hard. It was pretty easy. But it's a good question. It's like, as a comedy guy, right? I was like kind of brought into this world as a comedy guy.
Yeah.
I knew these producers, they knew me as a comedian.
Yeah.
And they were like, we also think that you would be good at working with this cast, being the guy who interviews them, being the guy who like story produces them live. And
all
you
the
story
clever
produce-
puns that the cast is coming up with, all the
like all
funny
that
one-liners.
stuff.
That's
and just helping them like come alive on screen and like be themselves and stuff. And I will say this, when you work in this world, you see people like manipulate people in a truly like way that would make me really uncomfortable.
Right.
But also I would then sometimes do it, and it does make you feel powerful, and then you have a hard time sleeping at night, and you're like, I don't want to be a part of this, I don't want to be that guy. I liked using mine if I was using it for the laughs. And it was fun on a show like FBoy Island that was self-aware.
Exactly,
Because there's no one's getting hurt. But then on The Bachelor, like the audience takes it so seriously and the people take it so seriously that it was kind of fucking with their lives.
Yeah.
You know what
I
made me
imagine-
sleep well at night was that I would see someone on Bachelor or Bachelorette and feel, oh man, they really got a bad edit or a harsh, they're not looking that great. And then they pop up on Bachelor in Paradise. So I'm like, okay, now that they even know what can be done, they're still want to be in that world. So it made me feel a little bit better.
Also, there's been like 25 years of reality TV. Now,
Yeah,
if you're
you should know.
if you are going on these shows, you're subjecting yourself to this. But it does feel, for me, it felt bad. Like being like, oh, I'm talking to this person knowing that there's a devious producer plot in the background that might eventually make this person look really bad.
It must also make your job easier or harder or easier to sleep at night if somebody does or doesn't embrace the character that they're supposed to be portraying, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. Now that we are, like I said, 25 years into reality TV, like, since it's, like, really fucking blew up after Survivor and Bachelor started, right? Now people come on being like, I want to look bad. I want to be the villain because that's going to get me the most followers.
100%. Sure.
That'll make me be on the show more. So, like, now it's like the game has changed. And so those things don't make me feel bad when somebody's like, that's what I want. Like, there are people who will come up to me on day one of a show and be like, hey, I want to, I'm here to be the bad boy.
They're down, they're game, and those people must be easy to work with. Didn't you work on a show with Joel McHale?
House of Villains.
Yeah, and so is that the
House
vibe?
of Villains is the most fun show in the world because these are all people like, you have Tiffany New York Pollard. She knows what she's doing. You don't have to say a word to her. She just goes in and she's like, I'm going to yell at this guy now. And she is funnier than any comedian I've met in my entire life.
Yeah.
They're TV geniuses. Johnny Bananas is a TV genius.
100%.
Like, they know how to get under people's skin. They made a career out of this. Season 1, we had Omarosa, and you're like, I understand how you became what you are.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, she has the same brain as Donald Trump. I understand how she ended up in that White House.
So then, you know, on a typical filming day, at what point do you interject, or are you like, hey, that was great, can we get you to yell at like that again? Or do you add like a different thing?
Here's what's interesting about that show is that I'm more like, since FBoy Island, I've more carved out like this comedy role for myself.
Great.
Because on FBoy Island, I helped we had sketches on that show where Nikki Glazer, she would go out there, do real jokes and like roast the guys. This is what was kind of cool about that show is Nikki would go out there, have these guys who thought they were coming on a dating show. Now one of the best roasters in the world is actively tearing you apart on television. Yeah. In front of the girls, in front of the crew, in front of everyone. Real ass roast jokes for people who didn't sign up for it. Yeah. And then we would do these sketches with them where we would try to train them to be better men. And so, which was so fun. But after that show, I kind of carved out a niche of being like a comedy guy on these shows. Yeah. So on House of Villains, I'm more there just for the yucks. Like I'm there with Joel, helping him and his guys like write funny roasts for these villains. And just trying to make the show funnier. There's like these weird, like there's this guy last season who kept having nightmares and dreams, and so I just started filming like dramatic recreations with stuffed animals of those dreams. And they end up on the show, and it's like, so we're just having a good time.
Dude, that's fun.
What's up? I wish this mic were a little lower. I also wish I had worn a different outfit. This shirt fit me before the pandemic. And I'm just like, I refuse to stop wearing it. I'm like, it's my uniform, baby. I hate how much this tree and I have the same haircut. It's a fucking nightmare. I was at the Houston Rodeo, right? And I'm performing, whatever, it's fun. People have guns. There's like cowboy hats. I'm like trying not to be me, and I'm there, and I'm having a good time at this like after party thing, and this girl invited me back to her room, and she was like the most Southern person I've ever met. Like she had the cowboy hat, she had the cowboy boots, she had a belt buckle, she had a gun. She was open carrying a gun. Yeah, she had a gun. She straight up had a gun, which was hot as hell. It was hot as hell. She invited me back to her room. Then we started taking off my shirt together as a team building exercise, I guess. And she took one look at my bare chest, and she looked me in the eye, and she said, "Darling, those nipples are so pink, I gotta put you right back in the oven." Which is weird, right? That's a weird thing to say to me. And I was a little drunk, and I do regret what I said next. I was like, we gotta calm down all that oven talk with me being a Jew and all. And what she said next was, "You're a Jew?" And we did not hook up. I just got the fuck out of here. I was like, this bitch has a gun. I can't be here.
Oh my God, I love that. So, you know, you entered the reality world, you know, with this comedy background. Everyone gets into comedy in a different way. What was your journey into, you know, stand-up and then, you know, comedy as a whole?
I just like, as a little boy, as a young lad, I was discovered. It didn't go well after that, but I was on, this is a true story. I grew up in South Jersey outside of Philly. Okay. And there was this one agent lady who lived in my town.
Oh, great.
And I was a very shy boy, but she was like, she saw a kid with bright red hair and was like, I could make money off of him.
Great.
And she did not, but
it's like Pete and Pete is happening right now. You know, more redheads in the world.
He looks like a cartoon character. Yeah. My first commercial I ever auditioned for in 4th grade, I booked. It was the Ovaltine commercial.
No kidding.
I said, more Ovaltine, please. And I was like, I'm going to be a star. And then never booked anything ever again.
When it comes to nutrition, Ovaltine beats Quick, hands down. For us, it's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please.
I was so shy, and that kind of gave me the like, oh, I like entertainment-y bug.
Yeah.
Started going to this like acting class in Philly. Got a different agent from that. Auditioned for some things. Got a couple commercials in elementary school and high school, and then I like stopped cold turkey. In a weird like I was 18. I was very cocky. I was applying to colleges.
Yeah.
I got in. This is the like honest truth of how it happened. I got into a bunch of film schools. Yeah. Then I applied too late to USC's film school. But I was like, I didn't, but I wanted to go here because I was like, LA seems cool. I'm from New Jersey. Yeah. But I was like, I've gotten into like, I've gotten into some of the top 5 schools in the country. Like I'm just gonna go in and they're gonna let me into the film school. And then I went and I got very drunk for the whole first month, missed the deadline to apply. They let me accept my application late, and then I got waitlisted and then did not get into the program. Then I was like, I guess I'm done with entertainment forever.
Really?
I was just like so stupid. Like I was like, I got this one rejection. I was like, I guess I'll be an accountant now. And
Oh God, yeah, the opposite of what the attitude you need in the entertainment industry.
yeah, I was just like, I didn't have any perspective, and I felt like this deep regret because I had was so close to going to Northwestern Film School, and I was like, I was like this weird 19-year-old filled with my dreams are dead. I'm so old. I think in my heart I knew I wanted to do entertainment stuff, but I just became a little lost. I was 19, I looked 12. And I thought it was all over.
What a blessing!
And I looked like a baby. I thought it was. I truly had this perspective that I had no stick-to-itiveness. I had no concept of just I don't know where it came from. It's a therapy question. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's interesting because
We do that here.
Yeah. Just weeping.
I got pulled over on the way to a booty call recently, which is embarrassing because I'm too old to be going to booty calls. I shouldn't be doing that anymore. I should be beyond my booty call years. But I got pulled over. And it wasn't because I was drunk or anything. It was late at night, but I wasn't drunk. I hadn't been drinking. I was sleeping, and I got a text message. And I was like, I should get dressed for this. And I got in my car, and I started driving. I just got pulled over because I was too stoked. I was so excited that I was driving poorly. I got pulled over, and the cop was like, what happened? You're clearly not drunk, because we talked for a second. He's like, you don't seem drunk, but why were you driving so poorly? And I was like, I'm just really excited. I was like, a girl texted me, and she asked me to come over, and she wants to hook up. And he took one look at me and said, I don't believe you. It's so mean. I was like, that hurts my feelings. Really does. Really does. I was like, I don't know what to say. I was like, I want to prove it. I was like, I don't know. And he's like, let me see your phone. And I handed him my phone, and there's just 2 text messages. One that said sup, and one that said come over. And he just handed the phone back and said, go get him. I just got a police escort. He's like, this guy needs this.
And then I got really into other stuff. I started doing all this do-goodery stuff.
Oh.
I was running a nonprofit, and I was running the school's service learning trips. So I was taking other students on trips around the world.
Where's this?
I went to USC.
NSC, okay.
NSC, yeah. And so I got really into that stuff, and I was like, okay, this could be my path now.
Yeah.
And then I took a job, a businessy job, with a real estate developer.
Oh, wow.
And that was so wrong for me.
Really?
that
How
I
long
just,
did you last there?
Probably 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Not very long.
That's
I
a
was
fair shot.
5-6 months. Yeah. And then I was like, I can't do this. And then I had that thing in the back of my head again being comedy. You always, and then literally I sent my boss, I was in San Francisco then, I sent him an email quitting and drove down to LA the next day and did my first open mic.
Wow. At what age was this?
26.
Good for you, man.
Nice.
How cool
Yeah.
is that? So then how long before you started getting a little more confident in your stand-up?
It took me, I was an insane person. And I think I did a bunch of coke before coming in here. I will fight you.
No.
When I started, I immediately realized how hard it was going to be, like I said, and I was doing 4 to 7 open mics 7 nights a week. So I would leave my apartment at 2 p.m. I would go start signing up at open mics.
Yeah.
I would sometimes drive. I would sometimes go sign up at 2 mics in Hollywood, drive to Silver Lake, sign up one there, go to Burbank, sign one there, and then go double back around and then do all the mics. Because it used to be a lot of lists that would come out,
Oh, wow.
and you would write your name down. And so for that period of my life, from 26 to 30, I would say I was doing mics. I was doing it like that. I was doing my first 4 or 5 years. I was and I wouldn't take nights off. And I would do as many as I could, and I'd be out of, if I wasn't working that day at one of my menial, I was doing, I was party down. I was a cater waiter.
Yeah.
And I was building photo booths at parties for my friend's company, and I was doing a lot of gig work like that. And if I wasn't at one of those things, I was doing this mics.
Dude, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. And what a flip between the person you were describing at 19.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was it's like kind of related to that though, where I was like so scared that it was too late that I was like, I'm going to make up for lost time and do as much as I can.
Yeah.
And just like grind it out.
Is there, your clips are online specifically from the Don't Tell taping, and then you're part of Liza's Locals?
Yeah,
Is that what it's
I was on that, yeah.
Hulu? Yeah.
I have a bad gut. Like, I have a really bad intuition. So when people say go with your gut, I'm like, that is terrible advice for me. It's terrible. It's terrible. My gut never has good ideas. Like, I'm a really happy guy. I'm just am. I'm lucky. I got the happy chemicals. I was born with that. I'm very lucky. But you know how many times a day something small will go wrong and my gut will just tell me to end it all? I'll never do it, but my gut wants me to. Like the other day I was in a Trader Joe's and a cute girl waved at me, so I waved back. But then I realized she was not waving at me. She was waving at the guy behind me. And my gut was just like, we die tonight. My brain was like, it doesn't feel like that big of a deal. My gut's like, I already started the note, so.
Is there a particular internet comment that stands out to you that is either like stupid or like, that stays with you?
So my first set that was ever put online was I was like, in 2017 or 2016, I was one of Comedy Central comics to watch. This is how much the internet's changed.
Yeah.
Comedy Central chose me as one of their comics to watch, and we flew to New York for a taping.
Yeah.
And I bombed so hard, but they still put it out. And that was before like this Instagram and TikTok stuff. So it was on Snapchat, and it was on Instagram, and then it was on their YouTube back when they were a company. And it was such a bad set, and they edited in laughs, thankfully, but they didn't edit out crowd shots because they cut it up to make it a shorter set. And so they would have, I would say a joke that had bombed in the room so hard. And by the way, I was flying to New York being like, I've made it.
Right.
I've done the thing.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
got,
yeah.
like, I showcased for Comedy Central. They picked me. I'm about to be a star. And I was like, this is going to be the best. I invited a bunch of friends because I'm from Jersey and this was filming in New York.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake. Regret. A lot of them have never seen me do comedy since, which I understand why you wouldn't come back, but it still hurts my feelings. And bombed so hard. And the worst part of that was that they would cut to the audience and show shots of people not laughing, but you would hear laughter. So it would create this, like, it's like a weird art piece. It would create this crazy cognitive. You would never do this as an editor.
No.
It created this crazy cognitive dissonance between you watching it and that. And then the worst part is I tell my final punchline that they show. It cuts. It sounds like I'm killing. Cuts to the audience and two people not laughing, and it's my parents.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead
This
serious.
is an amazing piece of history for
I
your
can't
life.
even find
though.
it anymore because Viacom is so falling apart.
I'm going to do everything I can.
Yeah, the archives
I
hardly
was
exist,
looking for it to like post. I wanted to repost it,
Yeah.
but it cuts to my parents, and people like were commenting because it was Snapchat, but it was on Instagram for a bit, for a second, and then it was on like I think it was on Instagram. It was on something, and it was definitely on YouTube. And somebody like commented like, "But I don't see anyone laughing," and I was like, "They cracked the code." So that was like the word. It wasn't even anything that first. It was just somebody being like, and I felt seen because I was like, I know I was there.
Also, why weren't your parents laughing just to be nice?
It was like, there's a thing with comedy very early on where people, and you probably have experienced this too,
yeah.
where when people come to watch you, your friends and family, they're not actually coming to watch you and laugh. They're coming to watch you they're coming to watch people watch you. Like
Yeah.
they're
Maybe
trying
they're
to like
nervous for
they're
you
like nervous
also.
for you, and they want to see other people laughing at you. But I had in that particular club filled with people who hated me and loved me. It was a mix. It was either people who deeply loved me and wanted the best for me, and people who hated me. I remember after that set, a friend came up to me and was like, "Yeah, so you're trying."
You're trying. What are you
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Like Comedy Central flew me out here.
Yeah.
And like, I'm oh gosh.
People from New Jersey are honest though. They're gonna,
true.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can't God. You can't tell them, well, I was funny last week,
Yeah, they
or
just
like
don't
when they
get it.
saw me before. That's so wild. How long was the set that you did?
It was supposed to be 7 minutes. I think I went for about 12 because I was bombing so hard. They kept being like, I'm going to get him, I'm going to get him. And so not only did I bomb, everyone was very mad at me. I did so much wrong that day.
You know what's crazy? That's a good point. Like when people are, coming out to support you, that's a good observation. Like they're there to see other people see you, and they're not going to put themselves on the line by laughing at something that the rest of the crowd isn't laughing at, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it's like an inside baseball type of thing,
And
you know?
I've gotten past it now where I'm like, I don't care. But I still, my favorite crowd is a crowd of strangers, like nobody who knows me.
Yeah.
But like early on, you're going up in front of your friends so often, and there's probably about 25 people who I once considered friends who I'll never make eye contact with again, who like still see me as that like comic I was back then.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if you don't like performing in front of friends, it sounds like mission accomplished.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if you're trying to get a new batch of friends, best thing to do, invite them all out to stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to deal with those people
Ever
again. Yeah.
No, it's good.
Oh man, wow. When it certainly does take a different muscle to write, or on the fly questions, or tee somebody up for reality TV, to write your stand-up, and then to write say a Fast and Furious musical.
Yeah.
So what is your mindset or consciousness in those three fields, and how do you separate them, and how do you just kind of like manage time?
It's impossible.
Right.
I'm miserable. Lots of Adderall.
Nice.
The real answer is like the only thing I can think to do is throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
I started writing musicals because I was so frustrated with that a lot of good things happened in comedy, but then didn't turn into anything for me, right? You have these dreams, you have these benchmarks early on where it's like, I got the Comedy Central set, I got JFL New Faces, right? And I thought these were gonna like be the moment where I was like, and nothing, like it just, for me, it didn't turn into that next thing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I didn't get an audience. I didn't get to start touring. I wasn't getting the specials. Comedy Central never talked to me again after I did that set. And so,
Did your parents ever talk to you again?
we're working on it. No, they did. My mom, my mom very much likes it better. There's a big divide in my family. My sister likes it when I stick to the jokes. My mom likes it when I riff.
Great.
And yeah.
So they're enjoying this show at different
times.
moments.
So at every point in time, someone's gonna like something.
Oh, that's nice. That's very dynamic.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
So tell us more about the Fast and Furious musical and that part of what you've been up to.
Yeah, so one of my best friends in the world is a pop music writer. And we met in college doing the non-property stuff together. Nice. But we got frustrated with our careers at very similar times. And I've always been obsessed with musicals, not like Broadway musicals. I was just like I loved all the Disney movies as a kid.
Okay.
And I actually wasn't like a Broadway guy. I wasn't a theater kid. But he and I was like,
we're not challenging your masculinity. Okay?
I'll fight all of you.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
I'm taking my shirt off.
Reality TV, musicals. Just say
No,
it
but I
out
think
loud.
it's like the reason why I bring this up isn't because I actually love musicals now, and I go to theater all day long.
Yeah,
but I
Avenue
wasn't a theater
Q,
kid.
Everything.
What did you say?
Avenue Q.
Oh, it's
love
one of the
it.
best of all time.
Book of Mormon, all that. Yes,
one of the best.
absolutely.
Same guy did the music for those.
Yes. Yeah.
Robert Lopez, one of the goats, put his face. He did Frozen as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, him and his wife did Frozen.
What?
Yeah, he's a genius. He also did the music in Coco.
Really?
If I saw Robert Lopez, there's this weird thing where you get into niche fields and you have your people that if you saw them in person, you would lose your mind.
Yeah.
One of mine is Robert Lopez.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, how fun.
I think the song Remember Me in Coco is such a beautiful song. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it is. So, you talk about getting into
Now's the time to
musicals
take that erect picture.
I'm hard as hell right now. You talking about Avenue Q? I'm hard. You talking about Book of Mormon? I'm hard. Wicked? I'll talk about it all day long. That's not him, but I loved it.
Hey, yeah. So then, you talk about writing these musicals, and what goes into it, and how did you start the Fast and Furious musical with your buddy from college?
Yeah, so we got together one day and we were both kind of like sick of our shit, and so we were like, let's write a song for online about a movie, a popular thing. That's where we started from, because it was like a lot of nostalgia bait was getting big on. It was like, is that era of the internet, like 2018, and so we were like, and so he had the idea in the shower one day. He's like, let's write a song that takes you through all the Fast and Furious movies. And we were like, great. And so we got together one day and we wrote that song, which at the time, the 8th movie was the most recent movie. So it brought us to the 8th movie. Oh, nice. And then the next day we had like a really good time writing it. And the next day we got together and we wrote another song. like in this world. And then we realized once you have 2 songs, like you either have one of 2 things. You're either writing a full musical or you're making a Vin Diesel EP or something, right? And you're like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
And so we...
Until it is.
Until it is. But we very stupidly were like, let's just make this a whole show.
Yeah.
And we didn't know anything about putting on a show.
Right.
So we just were like, wrote a few songs, and then we were like, let's cast it. And then so we like set a date for the first show at Dynasty Typewriter.
Yeah.
And we then cast it. The script wasn't done yet. We hadn't finished all the songs. Neither of us had done theater.
Yeah.
And then, but we set a date, so we had to get it done in time.
Yeah.
And then so we just did.
Yeah, that's it.
Like we just did.
You just got to set the deadline.
And then so we just like started getting
the
together friends. Like we got our other buddy to direct it. We got our other buddy to produce the music. We got our other friend to like make all the art. We just like slowly started bringing people in.
And so for this, how long is the musical? 90 minutes?
The musical is like between 90 and 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. And then how many songs are in it?
I don't know because it's like changed so many times, but like 15 or 16 original songs.
Wow.
Like a full original musical.
Wow.
And are you in it? Or
I'm in it,
you're
yeah.
in
I
it?
I can't sing, so I'm not allowed to. A lot of the group numbers, this is a fun fact, a lot of the group numbers, they turn my microphone off because they know that I'm going to sing. Right. Because they tried to get me to not sing, and I was like, I wrote this, I'm going to sing it.
And you don't have a voice that's just going to kind of peter off into the background.
So I don't even know when my mic's on and off anymore, but I still go for it. I will not be, no, but I do sing a couple times and I rap a few times.
Dude,
Sweet.
sounds amazing.
Like musical theater rap, so it's bad.
And is that what you're bringing to New York, or are you bringing something else to New York?
Yeah, so so that show, we've always had dreams. So the show is sold out in LA every time we've done it, which is like crazy.
Awesome.
We never thought that we would be like, we just wanted to do a thing.
Yeah, and also like, within the genres and subgenres of theater and like the scenes, that's a very LA thing.
Yeah.
Like the way that, for people that have lived here for a few years, they remember Point Break Live.
Yeah, it's very much in the vein of something like that.
Yeah, and that's I'm not saying it's that.
No.
But,
It's very,
that's
we
like
went.
a fun
I
LA
love
thing,
Point Break Live was a blast. I love that show. New York's obviously more of a theater town, so we're just doing a dumb thing, spending a bunch of money.
Sure.
We're going to be at the Bell House at the beginning of May, so when this drops, it's like very soon. Yeah. When this episode drops, I will either be very happy I did that or very unhappy I did that.
Sure.
We've already sold out 2 nights.
Great.
But if like it's just a question of whether or not the people like it.
Sure.
We have big dreams of running in New York. So like if you had to ask me like what my dream is, it's that like we run off Broadway. Like there's been a history of parody-ish stuff running off Broadway, and we're just like I'm at a point in my life where I'm too old to not unabashedly just say this is what I'm trying to do. I used to be so much like, yeah, whatever happens happens. Now I'm like, no, we want this thing to do this thing.
This is intentional. This is what I'm doing.
We wrote another original musical that's being produced right now, which is cool. That's all original, and our hopes with that one, if I'm like unabashedly, which I've said 12 times. But
Did you just learn that word?
I just did. Yeah, it's my word of the day.
Unabashedly.
Every morning I have a word of the day.
I think that was the Wordle today. Yeah.
Please cut out every time I say that.
No, he's gonna make you. He's gonna make you Todd. This Todd. He's a reality editor, so he's gonna make you look
montage
intelligent.
it. It's gonna be the hashtag.
I'll give you a couple looks so that you can make me look however I want, however you want. I mean, I'm gonna give you a few looks so you can make me look however you want throughout this.
Give us a couple takes, camera 2 here.
How do you look sad? This is why I didn't make it as an actor as a kid.
Right.
Now sell us some Ovaltine.
Yeah.
More Ovaltine, please.
Oh my God, get this kid.
He said it.
Wait, imagine this is bad chocolate milk. I mean, great chocolate milk.
Yeah.
More Ovaltine, please.
Wow.
Tell people where they can find you online.
Brad Lives Dreams.
That's it, man. Why'd you pick that handle?
I hate my handle.
Because he couldn't spell unabashedly.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't pronounce Silnutzer.
You can't release any of this. I can't believe I said unabashedly so many times. I was like more meant. I wasn't even the word I was looking for. I more meant earnestly.
Oh yeah.
I was like more.
Here,
saying
say
like,
earnestly, then I'll cut it in earlier.
Earnestly.
Okay, great.
Earnestly goes to the podcast.
Earnestly scared stupid.
Yeah.
Which scared the crap out of me.
Dude, that was the snot from the trolls and
the
monsters,
scared me.
insane.
Thank you.
Yes, right?
Have you
remember
been
that?
trying to wrap up for like 10 minutes and I just keep talking?
No.
No.
Dude,
That's my fear.
what? This is a
No, you're
marathon
good.
podcast.
Okay, great.
We got 6 more hours.
You said that once you told me to do my handle on mic, it feels like we're done. That's the last part, right?
No, one more thing. At the end of every podcast, we ask our guest who they think we should have on this show. So is there a funny person that you would recommend we sit down with?
What is the show about again?
Funniest people you've never heard of. And here I am right here. If you can't get enough of me. That's me.
That's you?
Yeah. What do you think? Different. Yeah.
Your hair, you look a little different.
Thank you.
I mean, I would imagine, I guess if I thought about it for a second, I would realize that was you.
Yeah.
You look good.
This is me borrowing your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Or something from your closet.
What does that mean?
It means you got a flowery shirt on, and I'm wearing a flowery shirt.
Okay, yeah. Why the fuck would you say that?
You have a problem with... You look great, pal.
No.
You didn't wear that by accident.
Have you had Cole Garrett?
Cole Garrett, no.
I think that guy's funny, and he's starting to get more and more followers now.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Make it happen. Cole Garrett. Todd, anything else from the outfield?
No, I've had enough.
She's had enough. Do you need like divert? Do you have any black friends? Do you need some of?
Yeah, I mean, I could always use some more. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know you that
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I just want to see, like, I
List all the good idea. List all the black people.
Well, first of all, I'm just saying, like, I love. Do you know Opie? Opie's very good. He'd be good in the podcast. Chappelle Lacey. They're a little bigger
Chappelle
now.
Lacey.
They're doing really well, but yeah, Chappelle doesn't need any more help. Don't have him.
Yeah.
Opie though, he's Binyam Bazuna. Do you know him?
I knew him as Ben.
Yeah, so did I.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I've known him for years.
Great dude.
He decided to go back to his real name. Like, he was born Binyam. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He would be great on this
Yeah.
podcast. But we'll reach out to all those people. And then, man, well, thanks for stopping by, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It feels like you want me out of here. It feels like you're really just trying to wrap it up.
You know what? Is there something on your heart that you want to
Yeah, I just don't
about?
like the last 10 minutes of this, but no, I'm just kidding. You're doing great. This is reality TV right here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is really real. This is really real.
I'll edit it like it looks like you want to wrap it up.
Wow.
So you've got the power.
Yeah, give the camera too like a.
Look, do you have a watch
wrap
you
it
could
up.
look at or something?
Yeah, wrap it up face. Yeah. Oh boy.
All right, but now really wrap it up because we got to record the cold open.
Oh, sorry. I've ruined it.
No, this is great, dude. Brad,
Yeah,
we could be here all
this
day.
is the show.
This is it, dude. This is the podcast, right?
Hey, you've been. I think this is your job.
Go ahead.
You've been here on Funniest People You've Never Heard Of. This has been. I fucked it up. This has been funny. This has been Funniest People You've Never Heard Of, where we unabashedly interview. I want to be dead.
Brad, thanks for joining us today. Todd in the outfield. We have had so much fun. Please, if you're in the New York area and there's more shows being announced, go and check out Fast and Furious Musical in New York. And, dude, Brad, thanks for swinging by, man. Appreciate it. And thanks for listening. Check us out on Patreon for more exclusive content. Also, another big shout out to Third Wheel Podcast Studio, where we record this podcast. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time. Bye. Funniest People You've Never Heard Of is a production of Toby or Not Toby Productions. Executive producer, Todd Fields. Producer and host, Peter Murphy. Studio space provided by Third Wheel. Theme song written and performed by Justin Fields. Sponsored by Bamco, more than just merch. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and find us on Patreon for exclusive content.